let's take a look at our top selections for Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Let's kick off the 50-cent late pick four at Gulfstream Park on Holy Bull Saturday by taking a peek at the field for race number 9, the Grade 3 Forward Gal Stakes. 3-year-old fillies going 7/8 of a mile. Todd Pletcher, Shadwell Stable. They have the morning line favorite in the 7 Zagel Runaway winner in her one and only start as a 2-year-old. Now has got to step up, but boy, she handled the 7 like a true pro.
Yeah, she did a lot of good things first time out. Dan Pletcher is absolutely loaded in these stakes races on Saturday, and he's got the favorite in this race too.
She didn't have the quickest first step out of the gate in that race. Kind of got steadied in behind horses, and then Louis Saez adroitly maneuvered her up close to the pace. And I wonder if she's going to have to run from a little bit further out of it. Let's see what Timeform US has to say by taking a peek at their pace projector. They have her relatively close to the pace. They have Coach Jarrah's Joy, the number 8, projected to be on the lead. Whole Bodemeister, the 1, has some speed. I think the 5 Dial to Win is going to be very forwardly placed, but it's not like there are really any true blazers in here.
Yeah, agreed. I wouldn't be surprised if this pace isn't super fast. It'll be interesting to see if the 5 Dial to Win can get up there this time. I personally thought that she would be on the lead last time in the Glitter Woman, and she couldn't get there.
Whole Bodemeister couldn't get to the lead last time out in the Sandpiper Stakes, but she didn't break well at all, and that probably sealed her fate at a pretty short price of 3-1. That was a good field. It produced 2 next out winners, with the runner-up coming down to Gulfstream and winning the Cash Run Stakes with a 77 buyer. Whole Bodemeister goes out for trainer Juan Avila. We have a formulator fact for Avila. Over the past 2 years, with 3-year-olds on dirt making their 3rd start after a layoff of 61 days or greater, good percentage, 30%, 280 ROI. This horse has won a couple of times, but in slow time.
Yeah, not fast yet. Listen, they've tried her in 2 stakes races so far, and she's just been nowhere in those races. She's just got to get faster.
3 Tipsy Chicks just looks like a typical Ian Wilkes horse. You give her a couple of races, they get better and better with each start, and eventually they pop around the 3rd or 4th try. And that's what happened with 3 Tipsy Chicks in her 3rd lifetime start at Churchill Downs, coming from off the pace, I think beating a pretty decent maiden. That Marion Francis came back, ran a good second at Oaklawn Park, improved her buyer up to a 75. 3 Tipsy Chicks looks like she's got a lot of upside, and she's got a big pedigree by Philly super stallion Medaglia d'Oro.
Yeah, this damn On Fire Baby was a real good horse. This filly just feels like she's really headed the right way, right, Dan? I thought her second start was actually at Keeneland. That was a really good performance where she was second. To me, last time, I mean, she just looked like she did everything right in that race. I liked everything about it. I know it wasn't that fast, but it just felt like she made all the right moves in there. I like the way that she finished. I can see her taking another step forward.
One of South Florida's most accomplished and best 3-year-old fillies coming into this race is up next. That's the 3 Competitive Speed. Competitive Speed never gets bet. She was 10-1 3 starts back. She was 9-1 2 starts back. She's 9-1 in this race, the Glitter Woman Stakes. And all Competitive Speed does is win, win, win. Let's watch Competitive Speed win the Glitter Woman. She was basically 3 wide throughout in a tracking trip. She takes over the lead. It takes her a bit to change leads. She keeps going. Now, the favorite in this race kind of underperformed, but Competitive Speed did not. She improved her buyer yet again, and she's going to be a price again.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't really see any reason to knock this horse. She's very adaptable as far as the pace goes. The 7 furlongs feels like it's no distance for her, and she's going to be a price once again. I mean, I don't feel like that Glitter Woman is the strongest race in the world, but I'm not knocking this filly out of it.
Queen Arella is the number 4. She won her career debut for a very underrated trainer, and then she was kind of thrown to the wolves at Saratoga, running in the Schuylerville against Day Out of the Office, who's very, very good. And then the New York bred race where she just didn't fire at all. She was just kind of wide around there. It was not the strongest race in the world, the New York bred seeking the anti-stakes, but Queen Arella really didn't have much chance, and they're testing her again, running her in this tough spot off a long layoff. I'd like to see her with a little class drop.
Yeah, it'll be it. I mean, they keep pressing on with her. I guess that means they like her, and I can kind of understand it, Dan. I mean, she got a 44 buyer when she won her debut, but that was going 5 furlongs, and she was basically eliminated at the start of that race. I still don't know how she won. It was actually a really nice performance, but now they've run her in 2 stakes races, and she just hasn't been any good at all. It'll be interesting to see what she does here.
Working up a storm over the deep Gulfstream West track. 5 furlongs, 59 and change, coming on the heels of a half-mile gate breeze in 46 and change. Dial to Win is the number 5. Maiden winner at Gulfstream West, 2 starts back. Just couldn't get to the front in the Glitter Woman last time out, and I think that hurt her chances. And I think Paco Lopez might have learned from that. I think he's going.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what she does. I liked her last time, Dan, and I bet her in that race, thinking that she maybe would get to the front off of that maiden win 2 starts back where she showed good speed. It didn't happen for her. She did not run well last time. Man, I guess she's a bounce back candidate at a big price. I'm a little bit wary of her now, but maybe if she's some kind of huge price, I'll try to get her in there.
I think this is a really interesting spot for the 6 Lady Traveler, who was a gate-to-wire winner sprinting at Churchill in her second start, then ran into a pretty promising filly in Coach in the Rags to Riches Stakes 2-back. Then they ran her in the Goldenrod. The Goldenrod, she was just overmatched against better horses. Interesting turn back in distance candidate, I think, for Dale Romans. Another horse that has to run faster, but I wouldn't be surprised if she grew up over the winter. I love this string of 5 furlong workouts leading up to this race.
Me too. I can see this horse really taking a step forward in here too. I like her cutting back in distance in here. She did show some speed sprinting when she broke her maiden. I mean, there are things to like about this horse. They have her, I think, a pretty uninteresting price on the morning line, but you might do better than that.
Let's watch Zagel's debut win, which is the reason why she is the favorite in this race. Again, pinched back a little bit early. Saya's got her into the race, and she's already taken over, and she's on her way. She wins by almost 8 lengths with a 75 by her speed figure. She draws outside the other speeds here with a clean break. Seems like she's working quick. You know, she's probably one of the ones to beat, if not outright the one to beat.
Yeah, she probably is. I mean, she ran well in there. I doubt that was the strongest field in the world. But listen, as you mentioned, she didn't break that great, got caught over behind horses there out of the chute. So it's not like Saez could get the position he wanted, at least right away. But it just felt like this filly put him right into the race. She's got a good pedigree. She won very easily there. This is the kind of Pletcher horse that used to be impossible to bet against. Maybe we can try to beat her here, Dan, but I think she's going to be tough.
Coach Jarrah's Joy has a really strong sprint pedigree, and she was no surprise in this race. Her debut at Gulfstream West, over sloppy going. And I like the way she comes through on the inside, Mike. Sometimes that's a little bit tough for an inexperienced 2-year-old filly. Doesn't seem to bother her at all, even though this horse on the lead was leaning on her in the upper stretch. She's eventually going to get away. Only a 53 buyer, but it was a debut try on Halloween over a sloppy track. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a little bit better or a little bit faster than what she showed in this race.
Yeah, I agree. She did some good things in that race, even if it wasn't that fast. I'm not going to really hold that against her, Dan. Stuck on the rail over a wet track. She's had time to grow up since then, and now she draws outside. There are things to like about this horse.
Let's take a look at our top picks to kick off the 50-cent late pick 4 at Gulfstream on Saturday. 3 Tipsy Chicks. I think you give her a little bit of pace. She's going to come running. And I think she's kind of interesting at a price here, Mike, because from a figure perspective, I think a lot of folks are going to say she's got a way to go to match some of these favorites. But boy, she looked good winning last time.
Yeah, that's how I looked at her too. I hope the morning line's right because I would bet her at that price, Dan. Like I said, I liked her race 2 back, and I just feel like she did everything right last time.
I thought Zagel showed a tremendous amount of promise in that debut. Now she's going to have to step up against tougher horses and maybe a more difficult pace scenario. I just like the way she finished that race off for Pletcher. And as Mike mentioned, used to be one of those Pletcher horses you didn't even try to question. 7-3-2-6 for me, 2-7-6-3 for Mike. It's the grade 3 forward gal. Again, kicking off the late pick 4 at Gulfstream on Holy Bull Saturday. Good luck.